I was thinking back really, and I was at the first BASDA meeting actually, which I don't know when it was. When was BASDA first formed?
I wasn't born then.
No, I know you weren't born then.
That must have been 14
years ago.
Yeah,
14 years.
15 years ago, yeah.
So yeah, I was at the first BASDA meeting when it was like the inaugural meeting, which was quite interesting. And I mean, personally, I was quite involved initially, but been less involved more recently. But obviously, it's good to see that things are moving forward again with BASDA, and hopefully, it's going to be a benefit to us all.
We meet regularly and talk through issues, and where we can make a collaborative approach, we do so.
BASDA, as an organization of a software industry, what we do is make it easier for software providers to do business with their users. And some of the best ways of doing it is actually come up with documentation which produces best practices. Because best practices, at the end of the day, what it does is it makes it easier for people to buy, makes it easier for people to use, and it also gives the opportunity to people to step back and have a look at the business as a whole, and therefore understand not only their processes, but also understand the processes of their suppliers, of their partners, and of the whole operation as a whole. And therefore, by doing that, not only is it going to make it cheaper for them to be able to do businesses with their environment, but also they're going to be able to do a much better job, because by doing that, it's a lesser risk of making mistakes, and it's a lesser risk of actually doing the wrong thing, having to correct it again. You know, the usual thing that there is never enough time to do something right, but there is plenty of time to do it again, you know? So we're trying to avoid those kinds of things.
But it is basically very simple, a series of steps that you need to look at. If I'm about to do this, how do I do it? What are the best practices? What is important for me if I'm about to implement a traffic management system? What is important for me if I'm about to do some system integration or the reporting? So therefore, it's always nice to focus your mind. And also, a lot of people who are in systems tend to understand sometimes these things better, but don't know how to communicate with the users that are not used to using the system. So having them to read something like this might be able to help them come to you, or if you are the commercial user and not the IT user, being able to read something like this might be able to help you communicate with your IT people in a better way. It's just a very small thing that we like to do. She's gone out of her way of not just doing a job for Proteus software, where she's the marketing manager, but she's actually taking great amount of time from her personal time and from her business time, and move out of what it is. I'm a marketing manager for Proteus software, and acted as a BASDA industry person to produce a document to this that, and that for us is extremely useful. And therefore, Linda, thank you so much.
I'm surprised and delighted to receive this award from BASDA. It's with regard to the best practice technology handbook that we've all designed. It's a collaborative document with many companies making a contribution.
She was able to actually step out of the interest of being Proteus, a company who sells a particular amount of software or type of software, and actually being able to gather the industry together, members like Darius' company, members like, I mean, we had what, probably 15, 20 different software companies coming to this particular meeting. She was battering us, come to here, you need to do this, send me the information, how do you do it? No, it cannot sound salesy, it has to be good for the industry, not for you. And she was actually capable, and Proteus has been a great supporter of BASDA, particularly for many, many years, but particularly in the success that the Special Interest Group has had.
Proteus are delighted to sponsor the document, and hopefully the industry sector will find it to be very useful.